I always believed that a honeymoon is where the real story of marriage begins. New city, new hopes, new life. And Las Vegas felt like the perfect place. Bright lights, eternal nightlife, dreams shining everywhere you look. We landed on a warm evening, my wife's fingers intertwined with mine. She looked tired from the flight, but she still smiled with that sweet excitement a bride carries after the wedding. I pulled her suitcase behind us as we walked toward the taxi stand. "Vegas, we finally made it," she whispered, leaning closer to me. The taxi ride was fast but beautiful. Billboards flashing wild shows, casinos glittering like they were made of stars. She leaned her head on my shoulder. "We're going to remember this forever," she said. I didn't know how true those words would become. Just not in the way either of us imagined. The hotel stood like a golden palace. Tall pillars, warm neon glow, a red carpet trailing from the doors. Inside, chandeliers dripped down like icy diamonds. People laughed, machines chimed, money and dreams exchanged hands every second. We checked in with huge smiles. They congratulated us, upgraded our room to their special honeymoon suite. "It's one of the best," the receptionist said. The elevator ride felt surreal. Silky walls, soft music, our reflections in the mirror looking like the perfect couple deserving the perfect life. We reached the top floor, Suite 2906. As soon as I opened the door, there it was, the life we wanted. A king-sized bed decorated with rose petals. A balcony view of the Strip. Complimentary champagne chilling in a silver bucket. Even a small cake that said happily ever after. My wife ran inside with happiness. I pushed the luggage in and closed the door behind us. That's when the first moment of unease hit me. A faint, unpleasant smell brushed past my nose. Rotten, sour, sickening in a way I couldn't exactly place. I tried ignoring it, assuming maybe leftover food smell from previous guests. But my wife turned around, her smile fading. "You smell that too, right?" I nodded, giving a half laugh. "Probably just, I don't know, maybe the cleaners missed something." We opened the windows. We checked the bathroom. We even sniffed near the trash bin. Nothing explained the odor. "It feels like it's coming from everywhere," she murmured. That sentence hit me harder than it should have. Like the smell wasn't from one source, but from the walls themselves. After trying to settle in for a few minutes, the discomfort grew. The odor got stronger with each breath. My wife sat on the bed, pressing her hand over her nose. "This is making me nauseous." I reached for the phone and dialed the front desk. "Hello, sorry to bother you. We just checked into 2906. There's a horrible smell in here. Could we get another room?" The man on the other end sounded apologetic. "I'm very sorry, sir, but we're fully booked tonight due to the convention. Let me send someone up to freshen the room immediately. And please, have lunch on us, absolutely free, while we fix this." I looked at my wife. She looked disappointed, but she nodded. "Fine, thank you," I replied. We left the room, relieved to get away from the air that felt like it was slowly poisoning us. Lunch was delicious. For an hour, we forgot the smell. We talked about shows, casinos, plans for the night. "I just want our room to feel like a dream," she said softly, resting her hand on mine. "It will," I promised. But when we returned, the moment we opened the door, it hit us again. Stronger. Thicker. Like the room had been rotting in our absence. My wife coughed instantly. "They didn't fix anything!" I felt anger boiling inside me. Not just because of the smell, but because something felt wrong about it. Unnatural. "We're not staying in this," she insisted. "Let me check again," I said, trying to stay calm. We searched more aggressively this time. Bathroom, spotless. Carpets, clean. Air conditioner, smelled normal. But near the bed, the odor was more intense. I noticed faint brownish stains on the wall behind the headboard. I placed my hand near it and sniffed. Regret flooded instantly. It smelled like death. My wife stared at me, horrified. "That's blood, isn't it?" "No," I lied. But even my voice didn't believe it. We tried distracting ourselves, unpacking a little, but every movement reminded us of the stench crawling into our lungs. The worst part was how quiet the room felt. No air. No life. Just a suffocating silence broken occasionally by a soft drip. 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 From somewhere we couldn't see. I knelt beside the bed, touching the floor. "Cold. Too cold." "Do you hear that?" my wife whispered. I did. A faint noise, like something shifting under the bed. My heart pounded. There shouldn't be anything under there except dust and maybe dropped items. But the noise made it clear. Something was down there. I took a deep breath and pulled the bedsheet aside. My wife grabbed my arm, trembling. "Don't." But ignoring the curiosity felt worse. I slowly leaned down. And the smell tripled. A blast so foul it made my eyes water. I held my phone flashlight toward the darkness under the mattress base. Something large and wrapped in thick plastic, wedged deep beneath. My throat tightened, hands shaking. My wife gasped, stepping back. "What is that?" she whispered, voice cracking. I didn't answer, because I already knew. Whatever was under our bed was the reason this room was still available. The reason the hotel didn't want us to leave. The reason the smell never went away. I looked at my wife, fear drowning her eyes. "We're leaving," she said firmly. But it was already too late. In that room, something had already marked us, and the night hadn't even begun. Something isn't right. A body. My wife stood frozen by the wall, still covering her nose. Her voice shook like glass. What do we do?" I swallowed hard, trying to think. My first instinct was to pull her out of the room. Run. Never look back. But the hallway felt like a trap too. This entire hotel suddenly felt like a cage. "We call the manager again," I said, voice barely working. My wife nodded, tears forming from the choking smell and fear. I picked up the phone with trembling fingers and dialed. Each ring felt longer than the last. Click. "Front desk, how can I help you?" It was a different voice this time, calm, too calm. "There's something under the bed," I hissed. "I don't know what it is, but it smells like a dead animal, or something worse." "We need someone up here now." Silence. The moment I saw that plastic-wrapped shape under the bed, something in me broke. My brain refused to fully accept it. It kept trying to label it as luggage, a pillow, anything except what it really looked like. Then the man replied, "Sir, please remain calm. We'll send someone immediately. Do not touch anything." His tone wasn't surprised. His reaction wasn't shocked or confused. It was practiced, like he'd handled this call before. I lowered the phone slowly, mind racing. "They're coming," I told her. My wife shook her head. No, we need the police. We need to get out of this room." She rushed for her purse, searching for her phone. Her fingers shook so badly she dropped it twice. There's no signal," she whispered. I checked mine too. No bars. Not a single one. I moved toward the window. The strip was bright, alive with people, laughter, music. Yet we were trapped in a nightmare just a few floors above. I pushed open the balcony door for fresh air. The smell didn't leave us. It clung. It had become part of the room, part of us. We sat as far away from the bed as possible, on the couch near the door. My wife grabbed my arm tightly, like she was afraid the walls themselves might come alive. Every sound was amplified now. A faint thud above us. Footsteps in the hallway. The low hum of the air conditioner turning on and off. But the smell, it kept getting worse. As if whatever was under that bed knew we had found it. Minutes passed like hours. My wife whispered, "Why aren't they here yet?" I don't know. I checked the hallway through the peephole, empty. Then, knock, knock, knock. 3 slow knocks. I exhaled with relief and opened the door quickly. But no one was there. Just the long carpeted hallway, silent, empty, chilling. My heart hit my ribs from the inside. "Honey?" my wife said softly behind me. I closed the door fast and locked it, stepping backward. Something was wrong here. Terribly wrong. "We are leaving," I said. My wife nodded before I even finished the sentence. We grabbed our bags, shoes half worn, breathing too fast to speak. I opened the door again, cautiously. The hallway was still empty. "Let's go," I whispered. We moved quickly. The hotel suddenly felt like a maze. The walls too close, lights too dim, every turn feeling the same. "Elevator?" my wife asked. I hesitated. What if it stops midway? What if someone traps us inside? We decided on the stairs. The door to the emergency staircase was cold to the touch when I pushed it open. Dark. Dusty. Smelled like rust and mold. Nothing like the glamorous hotel outside. "Keep moving," I told her. Down 1 floor. 2 floors. Then, bang! The stairwell door above us slammed open. Footsteps. Heavy ones. Fast. Like someone was running after us. "Go!" I yelled. We rushed downward, hearts pounding so loud I couldn't hear anything else. 3rd floor. 2nd. 1st. The lights flickered, then died. We froze in total darkness. My wife whimpered, "Please, please." I hugged her tightly, whispering, "Don't move." The footsteps had stopped too. The silence was so thick it felt like it had weight. I reached for my phone's flashlight, but the moment I turned it on, something reflected in the beam. A shoe. A black leather shoe, standing just a few steps above us. Someone, or something, was there. Watching. Waiting. Suddenly, a voice behind us spoke. "You shouldn't be down here." We spun around. A security guard stood at the bottom of the stairs, expression blank, mouth tight, eyes void of emotion. How did you..." I stammered. He didn't answer. Instead, he said firmly, "You need to come with me. The manager is waiting." My wife shook her head, stepping back. "No, we're leaving this hotel!" The guard didn't move, but something changed in his eyes. Coldness. A silent warning. "People get lost down here," he said in a flat voice. "I'm sure you don't want that." My wife's grip around my wrist tightened to the point of pain. She was shaking uncontrollably. I whispered, "We'll go with him. Just stay close to me." The guard led us through a narrow back corridor instead of the lobby. Pipes lined the ceiling, dripping. The walls were concrete and dirty, completely different from the luxury upstairs. The deeper we walked, the stronger the smell became again. "We're going back to the room, aren't we?" my wife whispered, terrified. "Yes," the guard replied coldly, though we hadn't spoken to him. He could hear everything. I stopped walking. "Why are you doing this?" I asked. His head turned slightly, but not enough to see his face. "Hotel policy," he said. Then he lifted a walkie-talkie to his mouth. "They found it." My blood froze. "Found what?" The walkie crackled. "Don't let them leave." My wife gasped. I grabbed her hand. "Run!" We shoved past the guard. He tried grabbing her, but I yanked her away and we sprinted toward a red glowing exit sign. Alarms began blaring. Flashing red lights made the hallway spin around us. We crashed through a metal door and we were back in the honeymoon floor hallway. Room 2906 standing open, like it was waiting for us. My wife sobbed. "Why are we being trapped here? What is happening?" I held her face in my hands. "We'll find help. We'll survive this, I promise." I looked up and saw the hotel maid standing at the far end of the hallway. Her expression was not surprised, but sorrowful, like she already knew our fate. She whispered, voice barely reaching us, "You were never supposed to come back to this room." Then she looked toward the bed, and tears rolled down her cheeks. Before I could speak, she ran, disappearing around the corner. My wife's voice trembled, breaking apart. "There's a dead person under that bed, isn't there?" I didn't answer, because we both knew the truth. The room felt darker now. The stink of death filled every inch, thick enough to choke on. The suite door slowly shut behind us with a soft click. We were locked in again, and something in the bed shifted. Not the plastic, not the frame. Something inside it. Something alive. We backed up against the wall, terror destroying our ability to even scream. And then, from under the mattress, came the sound of a breath. A long, slow, rattling inhale, as if lungs long dead were waking up. Finally noticing we were here. Watching. Waiting. The hidden horror. The breathing. That impossible rattling breathing. My wife clutched my arm so tightly her nails dug into my skin. I couldn't even feel the pain. Fear swallowed everything. The plastic-wrapped shape twitched again, slowly, like something waking up after a very long sleep. Then silence. That silence was worse than the sound. I took a shaky step back, my voice barely a whisper. "Don't move!" But it was like the room itself was holding us hostage. The walls leaning in, the smell suffocating us. The air conditioner clicked again, pushing a wave of rot right into our faces. My wife gagged, tears running down her cheeks. Suddenly, knock, knock, knock. We both jumped. 3 sharp knocks on the door. My heart raced. Was it the guard? Was it someone coming to kill us? Or something worse? A soft voice said on the other side, "It's me, please, open the door." It froze every muscle in my body. The maid. I rushed to unlock it. She slipped inside quickly and shut the door behind her. She looked terrified, her eyes swollen, breath trembling, hands shaking like she'd been crying for hours. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "We tried leaving," my wife snapped, panic and anger spilling together. "Your security stopped us. Tell us what's happening." The maid's eyes filled with dread. "They know you saw the room's secret," she said. "And secrets here must never leave." "What's under the bed?" I demanded. The maid looked down, voice cracking. "They hide the bodies in here, always have, for years." My wife gasped, covering her mouth. "But that thing was moving," I said, staring at the bed. "That's not a dead body." The maid stepped back, shaking her head in terror. "Not all of them die completely. Some take longer." We stared at her, minds shattering at the meaning of her words. She grabbed our hands abruptly. "We must go, now, before they come back." She pushed us toward the door when... Thud! All 3 of us froze. The sound came from the bed. Something hit the underside, as though a fist punched upward from inside the mattress. The maid's face turned pale as death. "No, no, no!" Thud! This time louder. Hard enough to make the bed shift. My wife screamed, running into the hallway. I followed instantly, dragging the maid out. As soon as we were in the hallway, the door slammed shut behind us on its own. Click. Locked again. The maid whispered, "It knows you're here now. It won't let you go." Her fear was contagious, crawling through my skin like ants. We ran down the hallway, toward the elevator this time. I jabbed the button repeatedly. "Come on! Come on!" The doors opened with a soft chime. Empty. We rushed inside. The maid slammed the button for the lobby. As the doors closed, we heard footsteps. Running. Dozens of them. Coming from both ends of the hallway. But the elevator shut just in time. We breathed, only for a moment, as the lift descended. The maid whispered in a trembling voice, "I don't want to die." My wife held her hand. "Please help us. Why is this place doing this?" The maid stared at the glowing floor numbers. The owners. They murder the guests, the ones alone, the ones no one will search for. Honeymooners are easy. Their families think they ran away together." My blood chilled. "So that thing in our room?" She interrupted. "They drug them first, then they wrap them. Some die quickly." She swallowed hard, voice cracking. "But some wake up inside the plastic." My stomach turned, horror clawing at my throat. "They suffocate, slowly, violently, until they stop moving. Sometimes they last hours." The elevator suddenly jerked, shaking violently. Beep, beep, beep. Lights flickered. Then, the elevator stopped. Not in the lobby. Between floors. My wife screamed, pounding the doors. "No, no, no, please!" The maid backed into a corner, hyperventilating. "They cut the power. They're trapping us." Above us, we heard something drop onto the elevator roof. Thud. It crawled, skittering like nails dragging metal. My wife whispered in terror. "What is that?" I held her close. My heart felt like it would explode. Thud. Louder. Closer. Dust fell from the ceiling. Whatever was up there was trying to break in. The maid cried out, "They're sending it after us!" I yelled, "Who? What is it?" She screamed, "The ones who never died!" BAM dash exclamation mark. The ceiling dented downward. Metal screeched. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed us whole. My wife was sobbing. "Please, somebody help!" The maid fumbled with the emergency panel, hands shaking. Then, click, a dim red light turned on. We saw fingers, rotting fingers pushing through the metal seam of the ceiling panel, struggling to pry it open. Black cracked nails scraping. A wet groan rattled above us. The maid screamed and kicked open the emergency hatch low near the floor. Cold air rushed in. "This way!" she cried. We dropped into a maintenance shaft beneath the elevator. I caught my wife. The maid fell right after us. Above, the ceiling panel finally gave way. A deformed plastic-wrapped arm swung down into the elevator. Searching. Blind. Hungry. We crawled desperately down the narrow, dark shaft, breathing dust and terror. My wife whispered through sobs, "We're going to die here." "No," I said. "I will get you out of this." But saying it didn't make me believe it. We reached a service door. The maid unlocked it with trembling hands. She knew this place too well. We stumbled into a long underground hallway. Concrete. Cold. Silent. The maid whispered, "This is the basement, the place where all the lost go." The smell here was worse than anything upstairs. Like the entire building was rotting from the inside. We walked past shelves covered in lost belongings. Purses. Wallets. Suitcases. Phones. Hundreds of them. My wife covered her mouth as tears streamed. "They kill so many." The maid nodded, shaking. "No police ever see these. They're paid to keep silent. Anyone who finds the truth disappears." She looked at us with haunted eyes. "You both weren't supposed to find that body. That's why. They sent one of the unfinished ones to wake up." I stared into the dark. "What happens to the unfinished ones?" The maid's voice broke. "They become what you saw." We kept walking, but the hallway seemed endless. Then, a sound behind us. A dragging noise. Slow. Wet. Coming closer. My wife squeezed my hand hard. It followed us. We turned off our flashlights. Total darkness. The dragging stopped. We held our breaths. Then, a whisper from the dark. "I can smell you." My wife clamped her hand over her mouth to stop a scream. The maid whispered shakily, "It's one of them." The voice gurgled again, closer. "Don't leave me alone." Plastic crunched against concrete. It was crawling toward us. I grabbed my wife's hand and yanked her forward. "Run!" We sprinted blindly. The maid just behind, footsteps echoing like gunshots. The thing behind us dragged itself faster, leaving a wet trail. We turned a corner, another, reaching a locked metal door. "No, no, no!" I shouted, slamming my shoulder into it. The dragging sound was around the corner now. Closer. The maid grabbed keys, dropped them, picked them up, crying hysterically. "Hurry!" my wife begged, voice cracking in terror. Clink. Lock opened. We burst through, slamming the door shut behind us. The creature slammed into the other side immediately, shrieking like a dying animal. We fell to the floor, shaking, breathless, broken. The maid cried silently. My wife curled into me, sobbing uncontrollably. I held her, whispering, "We're alive! We're alive!" But then, the lights flicked on in the room we entered. Hundreds of photographs hung on the walls. Every one of them, smiling couples, honeymoons, anniversaries, engagements, loved ones who came here and never left. My wife whispered, trembling, "Are we next?" I looked at the photos, and suddenly, I saw a picture of us, smiling at the check-in desk. Timestamp, tonight, 7:42 p.m. Before we even reached the room, before the smell, before the plastic, they had planned this. From the moment we arrived. The room's secret. She coughs, covering her nose. Lily, weak. "It's getting worse. We need to leave." I rush to the phone. But when I pick up the receiver, static. Just static and faint, distant whispering. Under the bed, I freeze. I ask Lily if she heard anything. She shakes her head in confusion. My heart pounds like it wants out of my chest. I kneel slowly beside the bed, lift the sheet, and look underneath. Darkness. Dust. Carpet stains. Nothing. But that whisper. It felt like a command. My eyes open into low, dim hotel light. The air feels thicker, like I'm breathing inside a closed coffin. Lily is still asleep, curled into herself, but tossing with silent panic. She whispers through a dream, "Stop looking at us." I sit up. The odor is worse, sharp, foul, metallic, mixed with rot. I follow the sound of dripping to the bathroom. The sink faucet is running red, blood-tinted water swirling into the drain. My hands tremble. I reach to turn the tap off. The mirror flickers. I swear I see a woman standing behind me, half-rotted face, staring. I spin around, nothing there. Just emptiness, but the smell is unbearable. I hurry to wake Lily. The sound of dripping pulls me from a nightmare. The investigation. I shake Lily gently until she wakes. Lily tries to stay calm, but she starts scratching her arms. "Lily." It feels like the smell is sticking to my skin. She lifts her sleeve. Dark smudges under her nails. Anxiety spikes. I check my phone. No service. Wi-Fi disconnects instantly. We are cut off. I pound on the wall, yelling for help. Silence. Then, a knock. 3 slow knocks on the door. We both flinch. I rush to open it. But the hallway is empty. Except, a housekeeping cart stands there alone. No maid. Just a cart. On it, a room freshening spray, towels, and a small envelope. Hands shaking, I open it. A note written in rushed handwriting. "I'm sorry. I couldn't clean it. The smell always comes back. You should leave while you can." I feel the temperature drop. The hallway light flickers overhead. I slam the door shut. Lily starts crying quietly. The hidden evidence. Driven by fear and desperation. Behind curtains. Inside cabinets. Air vents. Nothing. But then, something catches my eye. A wet stain spreading from beneath the bed. Dark. Thick. Like something leaking. With dread crawling up my spine, I kneel again and look further under the bed. There's a wooden panel, slightly cracked open. Lily watches, shaking. "Lily, don't, honey, please." But I push fingers into the crack and pull. The wood gives way, and a violent stench bursts out, so strong my stomach twists. A black garbage bag lies there. Bloated. Wet. Pulsing slightly. Like something alive inside. Lily gasps and covers her mouth. Me? "Stay back!" With trembling hands, I grab the bag and drag it out. Gravity shifts inside it. Something is heavy and soft. I tear it open just enough to look. And what I see isn't human. Or, not fully. A partial corpse. Rotted. Skin melted. Missing eyes and jaw. Blood, old and sticky, stains the carpet. Lily screams. I drop the bag and jump away as if death itself grabbed my arm. I search the suite, every inch. The entity appears. Lily cries out. I grab her. Our breathing echoes in the suffocating black. A new smell rises. Fresh, warm, like something breathing on us. Then the whispers begin again, louder. "Get out! She won't let you leave." A figure forms in the darkness. Shaped like a woman, but twisted, bones crooked, face decomposed. She crawls from the bed's shadow, ungodly fast, screeching a sound that tears the air. Lily collapses. I drag her toward the door, heart racing. But the door won't unlock. I slam my fists against it. Me for desperate. Help! Someone help us! The creature inches closer, its head tilting unnaturally, jaw dangling, fingers stretching toward Lily. I grab the metal lamp beside the bed and swing it wildly. The creature recoils, hissing, skin peeling like burnt paper. I pull Lily up. We stumble into the hallway as the door flies open behind us. We run. The lights explode into darkness. The endless hallway. Every door number is 1408. Every hallway lamp flickers the same. We keep running, but we're not reaching any corner, any elevator. Lily, breathless. We're trapped. Behind us, the creature crawls out of our room, body dragging like broken bones. The corridor feels longer than before, stretched, unreal. Someone finally comes. A hotel security guard appears. He rushes toward us, confused, concerned. Guard! What the hell is going on? Are you okay? I try to speak. But behind him, the creature is closing in fast. The guard turns, and the creature leaps. Its shadow engulfs him. He screams. Gun falling. Blood splattering the walls. We keep running. We have no other choice. I drag Lily into the elevator, slamming the close button repeatedly. The doors shut just as the creature's hand scrapes across the metal. It screeches behind the door. We are shaking violently as the elevator descends. But we don't feel safe. Not even close. We finally hear footsteps ahead. The small elevator shakes violently as we descend. The emergency light casts us in flickering red. Lily clutches my arm, trembling uncontrollably. Lily, whispering, "Why is this happening to us?" I hold her tight, not knowing how much longer I can protect her. We finally reach the lobby floor. The doors open. Silence. Stillness. Empty reception. No receptionist. No guests. Just abandoned luggage and a TV crackling with static. The air here doesn't smell rotten. It smells normal. A trick. A lie. We hurry toward the exit. We push through the front doors and step into darkness. No city lights. No streets. No Las Vegas Strip. Just a void. A world erased. Behind us, the hotel sign flickers. Welcome back. Lily's voice cracks. Lily. We're not outside. We're still inside something. Somewhere. The manager returns. We turn back toward the lobby entrance. Standing there. The manager. His suit is torn. Bloodstains around his collar. His eyes, pale and dead. But he smiles like a man welcoming guests. Manager. You two are very special. She chose you. I step in front of Lily. Me. What is this place? What do you want? His neck cracks sideways as he tilts his head. Manager. Not me. Her. He points upward. The ceiling begins to move, as if a creature decides to stretch inside the walls. A low rumble shakes the ground. The smell returns. Burning, rotting, suffocating. Lily cries into my back. Manager. One of you gets to live. He steps aside, revealing a corridor behind him. A single door glowing at the end. Exit. The ultimatum. We walk slowly toward the door. Every step makes the air heavier, like we're dragging death behind us. Whispers rise from the walls. Only one goes free. Choose. One must stay. Lily shakes uncontrollably. Lily. I'm not leaving without you. I kiss her forehead. Me. We'll make it together. Just keep walking. But deep inside, I already know the truth the hotel wants. This place was never meant to let both of us go. The real face of the entity, but something crawls from the ceiling. The woman, the corpse from under the bed. She drops to the floor in front of us, limbs twisted, hair dripping black fluid. Her head jerks, facing Lily. Her voice is wet, vibrating, broken. Entity. I was a bride too. Her skull cracks wider as she speaks. He survived, so I stayed. Forever. Lily collapses to her knees, sobbing. I hold her close. The creature raises a long, sharp finger, pointing directly at Lily. Entity. She goes. You stay. The ground beneath us splits open like a throat ready to swallow. I scream back. Me. Take me, just let her go! Lily grabs my shirt, desperate. Lily. No, I can't live without you! I push her gently toward the door. Me, soft final. Yes, you can. The exit door stands before us. The sacrifice. The exit door creaks open on its own. A beam of real daylight shines through. Safety, freedom, life. But only one can reach it. The creature screeches, rushing toward Lily. I grab it, wrap my arms around its rotted torso. It burns like acid against my skin. Me. Run! Lily screams my name, but I shove her through the light. and the door seals shut behind her, cutting her off from this nightmare. A moment of perfect silence. Then, pain. The entity's arms plunge into my body, cold and sharp like knives. My blood floods the floor. I collapse, vision fading, but I force a smile. Because she's safe. Last words. The manager appears again, kneeling beside me. Manager. Such a noble choice. You humans are endlessly emotional. I spit blood. Me. Let her be happy. He smiles. Manager. Oh, she will live. But happiness was never part of the offer. He places a cold hand on my chest. She will remember. She will never sleep peacefully again. She will know you suffered for her. My heart slows. Breath weakens. The ceiling opens above me, like jaws closing in. The last thing I hear is Lily's distant scream, calling my name that I'll never answer again. 1 year later, a fresh grave lies before me, his name carved in stone. I survived, but nights remain filled with smells. The same rot that took him. Therapists say trauma, but I know better. Some nights, I feel a cold hand on my back. Some nights, I hear scratching under the bed. And every single night, before the lights go out, I hear her voice. Only one gets to live. My tears fall. Living is the crueler fate. Fade out.